They're off on the inside. It's Pine Lane Wilkes on the outside. Here's Frankie's Image. Frankie's Image to the top, a length and a quarter. Pine Lane Wilkes racing second. Here comes Shea Hanover. Shea Hanover now on the attack. Frankie's Image leads. Half length, Shea Hanover. Up on the rim, a length back to Pine Lane Wilkes. 2 back to Satanic TJ, racing in fourth. A length and a half, Explosive Gold. And coming away last, Lucky Star Willoughby. They're off the club turn and by the quarter, 28-1, and from the outside, Shea Hanover now in command of the fractions by 2 for Fred Finn Jr. Frankie's Image racing in second, then a break of 4 to Pine Lane Wilkes racing in third. Satanic TJ racing in fourth, Explosive Gold. Lucky Star Willoughby still about 8 lengths off the top, approaching the half. Shea Hanover leads a length and a quarter. Frankie's Image right there in second. 2 lengths back to Pine Lane Wilkes, Satanic TJ. Explosive Gold and Lucky Star Willoughby off the half, 58 seconds. Far turn, Shea Hanover leads the way. Frankie's Image getting the trip. On the inside, it's Pine Lane Wilkes. Up on the outside, here comes Explosive Gold for Dean McGee, followed up closely by Lucky Star Willoughby. And on the inside, Satanic TJ approaching three-quarters. Shea Hanover leads the way. They're in the stretch. It's Shea Hanover on top by 2. Frankie's Image, Explosive Gold continues to advance on the outside third. Lucky Star Willoughby into contention 4. Three-quarters, 128 3. 3/16 out. Explosive Gold now leads. Here comes Lucky Star Willoughby. Explosive Gold a half length. Lucky Star Willoughby. Frankie's Image shakes loose in between horses. Here comes Pine Lane Wilkes. Lucky Star Willoughby leads. A late move by Pine Lane Wilkes. Lucky Star Willoughby. Maybe Pine Lane Wilkes and Frankie's Image in a photo for place 157.
Those are your first race results. Now here is race 2, a $2 exacta in the start of the rolling pick 3 on races 2.
Field of 9 off the turn. Picking up speed. Here they come. They're off far outside. Ideal Count left hard. On the inside, Johnny Peshtigo. Here comes Personal Victory. Ideal Count to the top, a length. On the inside, it's Johnny Peshtigo. Up on the rim, Personal Victory. A length back to Gary's Merger. 2 back to Bold Spice. And Gary Leonard, a length and a half back to Super Duper Day. 2 back to Park Lane Rocket. Then a length to Reggie Wright. Your trailer is Mighty. They're off the quarter, 28 4. And the 26 to 1 shot. Ideal Count leads in rain to Andy Miller, a length and a quarter. Johnny Peshtigo is second, a length and a quarter to Gary's Merger, racing in third. Gary's Merger is underway for Coleman. Now a gap of 4 to Personal Victory. Bold Spice in behind him. 2 back to Super Duper Day. 4 lengths back to Park Lane Rocket. Reggie Wright is still reserved early on, and now off stride is Mighty. Off stride up top was Gary's Merger. They by the half, 58 2. Ideal Count still in command by 2. Johnny Peshtigo is second. Bold Spice on the outside third. Gary's Merger back on course. He's up to challenge once again. 3/8 to go. Ideal Count leads the way. On the outside, it's Gary's Merger, Johnny Peshtigo, enjoying a perfect trip. Bold Spice racing in fourth and far back. Personal Victory, Super Duper Day, still about 12 lengths off the top. Mighty is off stride again. Inside the quarter pole, 128 4 for three-quarters. Ideal Count is tiring. Here comes Johnny Peshtigo from the pocket. And now Johnny Peshtigo takes command, draws off by 2. On the inside, Ideal Count is still there. Bold Spice looking to grab the place spot. And deep stretch, Johnny Peshtigo under a drive. Bold Spice is coming to him. Johnny Peshtigo tiring, but enough to hold on. Here comes Bold Spice, a late moving Reggie Wright grabs the show spot in 159 1.
10.5 minutes to post, and let's go into race 3, $2 exacta, the first of our trifectas in the pick 3. I think without a doubt the horse to
top of the stretch. Field of 10 approaching the start. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Far outside, Sandtowner showing early foot. Shieldbat's Finale in between horses on the inside. Amor Richmeister. Moving out for position is Jargo. Shieldbat's Finale leads the way. Here's Sandtowner. Sandtowner into the club turn. Now takes command by 2 over Shieldbat's Finale. A length and a half back to Imo Richmeister. Racing in third. 2 lengths back to Jargo in fourth. 3 lengths back to Casey Allen. In behind him is Ripplematic. Then a length to Rollerblade. King's Cub Dominator. And Mr. Benny's off the quarter. 28-3. They race up the backstretch. Here's Shieldbat's Finale for Robbins. Shieldbat's Finale, no time to settle. Here comes I'm a Richmeister. I'm a Richmeister on the attack. Shieldbat's Finale racing on the inside. Jargo is underway third. Sandtowner racing in fourth. 3 lengths back to Ripplematic on the outside. To the inside of him, Casey Allen. Rollerblade joins the second tier. On the outside, it's King's Cub. Dominator saves ground. Mr. Benny's at the end. They're off the half, 59-1, and now Jargo to the 4. A length over Amo Richmeister, 3/8 to go. Jargo leads. Amo Richmeister racing in the pocket. On the outside, here comes Ripplematic. Shieldbat's Finale is off the rail for Robbins. Also on the move is Rollerblade. Top of the stretch, Jargo leads the way. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. It's Jargo in command. Ripplematic on the outside is the challenger. I'm a Richmeister racing in third. 3/4, 129-1, 3/16 out. Jargo leads. Ripplematic, another move at the leader. Here comes I'm a Richmeister. Jargo on a short lead. I'm a Richmeister is charging. Heitman trying to keep them together. Here's I'm a Richmeister. I'm a Richmeister goes right on by. I'm a Richmeister scores the easy victory over Jargo. Sandtowner up for third in 157-1.
There's your race 3 results. And now we go to race 4, a $2 exacta, and the pick 3 on races 4, 5, and 6. A pretty
Fields off the turn. Field of 9, all in line. Here they come. They're off. Mr. Spring out in a hurry, along with Giant Surfer. On the far outside, here's Slam Dunk Sarnell. Giant Surfer to the top, under the wire for the first time, a length over Mr. Spring. Slam Dunk Sarnell racing in third. 2 lengths back to Broadway Chaperone. In fourth, and a gap of 3 to Closed Case. Another gap of 4 to Smoky Rain. 3 back to Black Belted. Comanche Carson. Diakos, the trailer, off the quarter, 27-3. Quick pace up the backstretch. Giant Surfer leads the way, a length and a quarter. Mr. Spring is right there in second. Then a break of 5 to Slam Dunk Sarnell. Racing in third. Broadway Chaperone is fourth. 3 lengths back to Closed Case. Another 2 to Smoky Rain. Black Belted. On the inside, Comanche Carson, and approaching the half, Diaco still about 15 lengths off the top, 57-2. Giant Surfer has led from the onset. A length and a quarter. Mr. Spring is right there in the pocket. Slam Dunk Sarnell now gains third. Broadway Chaperone is off the cones for Saraceni. Closed Case is also on the move. Comanche Carson on the outside. Smoky Rain. Diakos now alters course, goes to the inside. Your trailer is Black Belted. Giant Surfer, the one to catch. 3/4, 128-1. Giant Surfer losing ground. On the outside, Mr. Spring is on the attack. Mr. Spring to the top. Giant Surfer racing in second. Slam Dunk Sarnell is third. On the outside, it's Closed Case. A late move by Smoky Rain. A 16th out. Mr. Spring leads. Giant Surfer is coming back. Mr. Spring shortening stride. Giant Surfer on the inside. Mr. Spring holding on. Giant Surfer, Closed Case, 157-4. It's the Midwestern Amateur Drivers Series. New this year. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off. Justin's Empire. Left hard for Richard Flacco. It's Justin's Empire. Your leader a length and a quarter on the inside. Sweetwater Silky and Mark DePorter racing a bit wide. Zima and Michelle Rivola. Far outside, JT Devil and David Jabay be home early. And Andrew Chudzik on the inside. Your trailer early on is Don Brown and Evil Laugh. They're off the turn. Approaching the quarter. Your leader is Justin's Empire. For Richard Flacco by 2. They're off that station. 30 and 2. They race up the backstretch. Your leader is Justin's Empire by 2 1/4. Sweetwater Silky racing in second. JT Devil racing wide, but now takes over third. Looks to tuck in. In front of Be Home Early, racing in fourth. On the outside, it's Michelle Rivola. And Zima, your trailer, as they approach the half-mile mark, is Evil Laugh and Don Brown. Your leader to the half is Justin's Empire. By 3, Be Home Early. Racing in second. They're off the half. 103. Justin's Empire leads the way by 2. Be Home Early. Now cutting into his leading margin. On the outside, racing parked out is JT Devil and David Jabay on the inside. Be Home Early. Racing in fourth. On the outside, Zima racing in fifth. Top of the stretch, your leader is Justin's Empire. Sweetwater Silky racing in second. Justin's Empire leads by 3, now by 4. They're off 3/4, 134 and 3. Justin's Empire leads the way, now opens up the lead by 5. Sweetwater Silky and Mark DePorter racing in second. A late move by Be Home Early and Andrew Chudzik. Down the stretch, it's all Justin's Empire. Justin's Empire leads by 4. A late move by Be Home Early. Finishing third is Sweetwater Silky, the mile, 2:02 and 2. Number 4, Justin's Empire, the winner in 2:02 and 2 for Rick Flacco. Congratulations to Rick Flacco and his Justin's Empire. 2:02 and 2, the mile. Top of the stretch. Division 2 of the Midwest Amateur Drivers approaching the start. Here they come. They're off far outside, Flying Cam Chevy. Left for the Doctor, Dr. Claude Gendreau. On the inside, Incredible Sundance. And Ann Sundin came away well. And now off stride is Dennis Lacombe. And Broadway Clamor taking over third will be Derek Gallagher and Checkabooboo. Oil Driller and Mr. George Bonomo. Off stride once again is Broadway Clamor. They're out of the club turn and approaching the quarter. Flying Cam Chevy takes him by the quarter, 28 and 2. They race up the backstretch. Flying Cam Chevy and Rain to Dr. Claude Gendreau a length. Over Incredible Sundance and Ann Sundin on the outside. Here comes Oil Driller and George Bonomo. 3 lengths back to Checkabooboo and Derek Gallagher. And far back after the break, Dennis Lacombe and Broadway Clamor approaching the half. No change up top. It's Flying Cam Chevy. In command at tight length, Incredible Sundance is right on his heels for Ann Sundin. On the outside, George Bonomo and Oil Driller, Checkabooboo and Derek Gallagher off the half, 59 seconds. Far turn, Flying Cam Chevy leads. Incredible Sundance getting the trip. Oil Driller on the outside. Parked in third, grinding out a tough first over trip. On the inside, it's Checkabooboo. Approaching 3/4. Flying Cam Chevy leads the way. They're in the stretch. Flying Cam Chevy. Here comes Oil Driller with another move. Incredible Sundance racing third. Checkabooboo now splits horses. 3/4. 130 straight. 3/16 out. Flying Cam Chevy. Dr. Gendreau trying to go to the distance. It's Flying Cam Chevy on the outside. Checkabooboo on the inside. Incredible Sundance dropping out of it. Oil Driller in deep stretch. Flying Cam Chevy. Here comes Checka Boo Boo. Flying Cam Chevy in 1:58 and 2. Checka Boo Boo second. Incredible Sundance third. Oil Driller. We'll see some of them back here later on here at Sportsman's Park. And then on the final, September 27th, the 5. Top of the stretch. Picking up speed. Here they come. They're often pacing Joppa. Out in a hurry along with Royal Powder. Here's Royal Powder, the gray, to the top. Opens up by 2. Joppa racing second. Herman Frisco on the outside third. Cody Wood coming away fourth. Solid Chevy racing in fifth. A length back to West Broadway racing in sixth. Another length and a half back to Alar in seventh. In behind him, Waltrip. Between 2 Thieves, and your trailer is Red Cap. They're off the quarter, 28 and 2. They race up the backstretch. Royal Powder leads the way by 2 up on the outside. Here comes Cody Wood for Heitman. Cody Wood on the attack and now takes command. Royal Powder yields 2 lengths back to Laverne Hostetler and Joppa. They race for the half. Cody Wood in command of the fractions. A length and a quarter. Royal Powder racing second. West Broadway first up third. On the inside, Joppa racing in fourth. Alar following up live cover. On the outside in fifth, Herman Frisco racing in sixth. Waltrip into the action. Solid Chevy between 2 Thieves. Red Cap off the half, 59 and 1. 3/8 of a mile to go. Cody Wood leads the way. West Broadway. On the outside is the challenger, Royal Powder, racing in third. Alar moves up for Curran in fourth. On the inside, it's Joppa. On the outside, Waltrip, top of the stretch. Cody Wood in command, leads by 2.5. 3/4, 129. Cody Wood leads the way. On the outside, West Broadway trying to get at him. On the inside, it's Royal Powder. Alar is coming on. 1/8 of a mile out. Here's Royal Powder. Royal Powder on the inside takes command. Cody Wood racing second. Broadway, West Broadway racing in third. Royal Powder in front. The late move by Alar. Cody Wood third, 1:56 and 4.
12:20, and how do you do? Race 6, $2 exacta. Pick 3 on 6, 7, and 8. I think the horse to beat.
Fields off the turn. Fillies and Mares. In behind the starting gate. Picking up speed. Here they come. They're off. First pot of gold. Left aggressively. On the outside, Lake Hills Mama. Miss Fussy Smith. Also left. On the inside, SS Eleanor. Here's Lake Hills Mama to the top. Lake Hills Mama in command by 2. First pot of gold second. Tina's Tuna. Up on the rim in third, Miss Fussy Smith, securing early position, racing in fourth. A length back to SS Eleanor. A length to Little Nun. Precious KC. Larky. Duo Ginger Snap. They're off the quarter, 28 and 4. From the outside, Tina's Tuna takes the track, a length. Lake Hills Mama yields second. First pot of gold. Underway for Heitman. A length and a half back to Miss Fussy Smith, racing in fourth. 2 back to SS Eleanor. In fifth, another 2 to Little Nun. On the outside, Duo Ginger Snap. Along the inside, Precious KC. Larky is underway. About 12 lengths off the top, approaching the half. First pot of gold leads the way a length. Tina's Tuna second. They're off the half, 58 and 4. First pot of gold leads a tight length. Tina's Tuna on the outside. Here's the favorite, SS Eleanor. SS Eleanor paces right on by to take command. 3/8 to go, and it's SS Eleanor by 2 over first pot of gold. Duo Ginger Snap is on the attack in third. Along the inside, Tina's Tuna racing in fourth. Larky comes on. They're in the stretch. SS Eleanor leads the way. 3/4, 128 and 2. SS Eleanor leads first pot of gold on the inside. On the outside, it's duo Ginger Snap. Larky takes over fourth. Tina's Tuna racing in fifth. Miss Fussy Smith on the inside looks for racing room. In mid-stretch, SS Eleanor in command. Duo Ginger Snap on the outside. SS Eleanor, an easy winner for McGee. Duo Ginger Snap, second, close for third between Larky and Miss Fussy.
We have 2 scratches, 6 Dick Van Dyke, 7 Silent Carry.
Top of the stretch. Field of 6. In behind the starting gate. Here they come. They're off. Subtraction in the middle of the track. Left hard in between horses. Don't back him under urging. Clark Gable. Here's Clark Gable on the inside. Quickly up to challenge Subtraction. Don't back him. Will back off third. 2 lengths back to Impersonation. Racing in fourth. A length back to Bill the Bartender. And your trailer. Early on is Native Scooter. They're off the turn. And by the quarter in 27 seconds Subtraction. In command of the fractions by 2 over Clark Gable. A length back to Don't Back 'em, racing in third. 2 lengths back to Impersonation. In fourth, Bill the Bartender is off the cones for Sheldon. Looking for cover. Native Scooter now drives from last, approaching the half. Subtraction leads the way a length. Clark Gable in second. On the outside, grinding out a tough first over trip, is Bill the Bartender. They're off the half, 56-3. 29-3 second quarter for Subtraction. Leads into the far turn, a tight length. Clark Gable getting the pocket trip on the outside. Bill the Bartender racing in third. Don't back him. The long shot is right there in fourth. Native Scooter, Impersonation. 6 lengths from the top to bottom. They're in a stretch. Subtraction trying to go all the way. Leads by 2. Clark Gable now drives from the pocket. 3 quarters. 126-3. Here's Clark Gable. Clark Gable takes command in mid-stretch. Opens up by 2. Subtraction losing ground. Bill the Bartender. Native Scooter. Impersonation, a late move, dropping back. Don't back him. A 16th out. Clark Gable under a drive. Bill the Bartender. One final surge. Clark Gable has it measured. Bill the Bartender, second. Impersonation, third. 150.
There's results for race 7 on your screen as we go to race 8, $2 exacta, trifecta.
Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Do you believe in magic? In the middle of the track. Left hard on the outside. Here's Ladies Cowboy. Ladies Cowboy for Hostetler. Leads a half length. Do you believe in magic? Racing in second. A length and a half back. Grab some bench. On the outside third. Mighty Fine Magic. Racing in fourth. A length back to Fantasy Life. In fifth. 2 back to Bojima. A gap of 3 to Sweet Baby Ray. Lit a Guy, your trailer. Poco Hawk, they're off the quarter. 27-2. They race up the backstretch. Do you believe in magic? By 2, grab some bench. On the attack. Ladies Cowboy racing in third. A length and a half. Mighty Fine Magic. In fourth, Bojima is on the move. Without cover. Fantasy Life to the inside. Sweet Baby Ray is into the action. 3 lengths back to Lit a Guy. Your trailer is Poco Hawk approaching the half. Do you believe in magic? 56-1. Do you believe in magic? Leads the way by 2. Grab some bench. Now takes over second. In front of Ladies Cowboy in third. Bojima. Tough trip on the outside. Mighty Fine Magic. About 5 lengths off the top. Racing in fourth and now in fifth. Bojima. Fantasy Life. Sweet Baby Ray. Top of the stretch. Do you believe in magic? Leads the way by 2. Grab some bench. Is in the pocket. Inside the quarter pole. They're all in behind. Do you believe in magic? 3 quarters. 126. The pace is starting to catch up with Do you believe in magic? On the inside, grab some bench. On the outside, moving up, Mighty Fine Magic, Ladies Cowboy. In between horses mid-stretch, Do You Believe in Magic? Still has something left. Do You Believe in Magic? Leads, here comes Mighty Fine Magic. Mighty Fine Magic, Do You Believe in Magic? Do You Believe in Magic? Still there over Mighty Fine Magic, 156-1.
Feature race, the Sumac Lad, a purse of $95,600.
Top of the stretch. 10 trotters in behind the starting gate for the Sumac Lad Stake. Here they come. They're often trotting in the Sumac Lad Stake, and off stride before the start was the filly, Catherine Coe. Far outside, Chive trots out to lead a length and a quarter, Fox Valley Cashmere. On the far outside, here's Fox Valley Glitter. Chive leads the way a half length. Fox Valley Glitter racing in second. In third along the inside, Fox Valley Cashmere. A length back to Seawind Yankee. Another length and a half back to Spitfire Ranger. And now making a break there was Sir DJ. They're off the quarter, 28-4. And by the quarter making a break was Fox Valley Glitter. They settle down as they race up the backstretch. Chive now in command, a length and a quarter, Fox Valley Cashmere. Here comes Spitfire Ranger, the favorite for Per Henriksen. Right in behind him, Rooster Finn. Spitfire Ranger to the top, Chive. Racing in second, Rooster Finn is third. Fox Valley Cashmere in fourth, Holly Hill hit Disco. Racing in fifth, Seawind Yankee in sixth. Sir DJ is back into the action. Off the half, 59-4. Spitfire Ranger leads the way. Rooster Finn, the challenger. On the inside, Chive is racing third. Holly Hill Disco is poised for Knox. Racing in fourth, Fox Valley Cashmere. And moving up, Sir DJ. Seawind Yankee, top of the stretch. Spitfire Ranger, the one to catch. Spitfire Ranger leads the way. Chive, the challenger on the outside. 3/4, 130 straight. 3/16 out. Your leader is Spitfire Ranger. On the outside, Holly Hill Disco takes over second. Sir DJ splits horses third. Chive is racing in fourth. Seawind Yankee is fifth. A 16th out. Your leader is Spitfire Ranger. Spitfire Ranger wins the Sumac Lad. Close for second, Holly Hill Disco and Sir DJ 158-3.
For the Sumac Lad Stake as we go to race 10, the first half of the late daily double, $2 exacta. Remember, next race we offer the...
Here they come. They're often pacing. On the far outside, Superior Society. Left aggressively for Morgan. Big Time Lucky. Who's right with him? On the inside, it's King Al. Here's Big Time Lucky for Anderson. Now takes the track into the club turn. A length over Superior Society. 2 lengths back to King Al. Racing in third. Masterline is away in fourth. Up on the rim, Krabby Appleton, Town Hoss. To the inside of him, 3 lengths back to Gleaming Revrack. Your trailer, Fox Valley Arsenic. The entry racing first and last. They're off the quarter. 28 seconds, Big Time Lucky. In command of the fractions by 2, Superior Society. Racing in second, 2 lengths back to King Al. In third, Krabby Appleton. Hung on the outside fourth. Masterline saves ground in fifth. Fox Valley Arsenic is on the move. Town Hoss saves ground. Gleaming Revrack, second tier, takes form, approaching the half. Big Time Lucky leads them by the half. 58-2. Big Time Lucky leads the way. Superior Society getting the pocket trip. On the outside, Krabby Appleton covering a lot of ground third. On the inside, King Al racing in fourth. Fox Valley Arsenic poised for Heitman. Moves up 3 wide. Top of the stretch. Big Time Lucky leads the way. Superior Society is right there in second. Coming on, Fox Valley Arsenic. Dropping back after a very difficult trip. Krabby Appleton, 3/4, 128 and 1, 3/16 out. It's Big Time Lucky, your leader. Superior Society lurking as the main danger. Fox Valley Arsenic racing in third and winding up Town Hoss. Down the stretch, Big Time Lucky leads. Here comes Town Hoss in deep stretch. It's all Big Time Lucky. Here's the line. It's Big Time Lucky in front. Town Hoss second. Fox Valley Arsenic third and 155 and 2.
On the board, as we go to race 11, $2 exacta and the $1 superfecta. We try and select them 1, 2, 3, 4 in order.
Field of 10 enters the stretch, picking up speed. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Pete's Porsche going right to the top. Far outside, anticipating left. Further out, Stan the Man Musial. Stan the Man Musial to the top, a length and a quarter. Pete's Porsche racing in second, anticipating. Secures early position third. A length back to Always a Leader. Racing in fourth. No Surrender is fifth. 2 lengths back. 2. Armbro Copus. Midway around the turn, approaching the quarter. Stan the Man Musial leads the way on the outside. Here's Anticipating. Off to quarter, 28 seconds, and now Anticipating to the top for Knox. Stan the Man Musial. Pete's Porsche racing in third. Armbro on the outside, Always a Leader is on the move in fourth. Now moving third, Pete's Porsche will pick up that cover. 2 lengths back to No Surrender. Armbro Copus on the outside, Dynamic Trip. Some kind of tough in here at the Golden, the Felcher. They're racing for the half. Always a Leader leads. On the outside, Pete's Porsche. 57 and 1. Pete's Porsche now to the top. Always a Leader. Back to second. A length back to Anticipating. Racing in third. No Surrender is without cover in fourth. Stan the Man Musial pushed back in fifth. On the outside, Dynamic Trip. Armbro Copus. Some kind of tough in here at the Gold. The Felcher is at the end. Pete's Porsche at the top of the stretch, turning it on. Opens it up by 3. 3/4. 126 and 1. Pete's Porsche in command. Always a Leader. Racing in second. 3 lengths back to No Surrender. In here at the Gold comes on from far back, an eighth of a mile to go. Pete's Porsche leads the way. On the inside, it's Always a Leader. Now a 16th out. Pete's Porsche in total command. Pete's Porsche leads the way. A late move on the far outside by Armbro Copus. Always a Leader still there. Pete's Porsche in 155 and 2. Close for second.